and welcome back to another video. Okay, so in the last video you'll have noticed I'm still wearing the same attire from that last video. When I got out of the van, the delivery driver arrives and he's dropped the new products off. Now then, what we've got is some Lanoguard. This is Lanoguard. Now basically what you get in this pack, the pack that I went for, it was actually the refill pack that I went for, because a lot of people that I know that have used it have said that they've used X amount of it and they've had loads left. So I went for the slightly smaller version. This is actually, I think it's 2.5 litres. This, it does look like 5 litres, but it's actually 2.5 litres. But basically what you do with this stuff is you get a trigger spray with a long pipe, pop the pipe in there, get the trigger and spray. Okay, so all you need to do basically, and the best part about it is you do need to do very little prep. You basically need to give the underside of the van, the vehicle, whatever it is that you're doing, a bit of a hose off. Fortunately, it's been absolutely bouncing here, so there isn't really an awful lot of dirt left under there. But I will just give it a quick spray over. And you basically spray it on. You literally just spray it on. So all I need to do is jack the van up and literally spray it. It says you need to leave it between 8 and 24 hours for its full curing time, but it goes on like almost like a milky substance, if you will. It's like a milky water, but it dries like a wax. It's amazing stuff. So many good reviews about it. There's so many people that I know that have used it and sworn by it. So I thought, with winter coming, it's an absolutely necessity at the moment, because there's some rust coming in places. This stuff apparently will reduce the amount of rust. It apparently disperses water that is within the rust, so it stops the rust forming any further. Hopefully that is the case. I'm very tempted as well to try it on a little bit of the bodywork. Now, they do say it's for untreated and chassis and bare metals and things like that, but there's nothing to really stop you from spraying it on anything. So I'm very tempted to spray it on the near side arch, because that is just starting to sort of get a little bit bubbly with rust at the bottom. So I'm thinking I might just try and see what this does. Anyway, I'm going to go and get changed. I'm going to go and ramp the van up somewhere, probably here. I've picked a great day to do it as well, because it's foggy and damp and all sorts. So, but this has been kept in the house overnight, so it's not cold. It's not been sat in the shed. Giving it a good shake. So I'm going to go get changed, ramp the van up, and we'll get some of this sprayed on. Let's see how it goes on. So there we go. Trigger now attached to bottle of Lanoguard. Let's get under the van. Okay, so we are now under said van, and all we need to do is prime it through and start to spray. Let's adjust that so we get more of a fan effect, but you can see how it goes on. I won't do it too much because I'm going to wreck the camera on my phone. However, be back shortly. Okay, sorry about the bit of a bizarre angle, but I'm just under the back. Don't know if you can see it, but it kind of puts like a shiny sheen, that's not easy to say, on it. Hang on, let me try and get you in a better position. Can you see how it's shiny now? Almost like it's wet from the road. It's right down there, you might be able to get, there you go. So it looks wet. It will actually dry like that. So it's all coated, the underside, so you can get all underneath the sills and everywhere. Get the back of everything. Obviously don't go too close to the brakes, because that would just be silly. As you can see, everything has now been coated. The arches have all been coated on the inside. Just need to make my way to the front now. Carry on up there. But this stuff is amazing. I mean, look at that end. All that under the sills there. I had a little bit of welding done on this end here, which is just by the door, the lower ball joint. Not the lower ball joint, the lower door runner. But it's just covered it over. Absolutely superb. It's absolutely amazing. And I've literally used, I don't know if you can see the tub there, where the mark is. I've probably used about a quarter of that tub on all of that, and that's a 2.5 litre. That's a 2.5 litre tub, and I've literally done all that. So there's way enough for another coat if need be. And I think, to be honest with you, I'll probably go around again once it's sort of dried off a little bit and give it another top-up coat. But so far, well impressed. There we go. So as you can see, that's the inside of the wheel arch done. It just apparently lubricates everything as well. It just goes on nice and wet like that. Obviously you don't do your belts because that would be silly. And it just coats everything almost like a wax once it dries. So now hopefully that is all done underneath and everywhere. I just need to leave it now and not use it till tomorrow, and then hopefully we will be protected over the winter. So that is Lanoguard. I have to say, for an underbody protection, that has got to be the easiest thing I've ever used. That's absolutely spot on. It gets into all the nooks and crannies. Can't fault it. I brought the bottle as well just to show you how much I've used. So bearing in mind that that's a 2.5 litre bottle, that line there is how much I've used of that. So I think literally that much, and I've got that left. So for the sake of 80 quid, I think this kit was, that is an absolute bargain. I was just going to read out some of the uses, if some of you were sort of thinking about getting it and wondered if it was right for you and what you were using it for, what you would use it for, sorry. Protects vehicles underbody and internals from road spray, salt and a resulting corrosion. Protects and preserves metal, plastics and rubber. Waterproofs and protects electrical fittings and wirings. I actually did a lot of the engine bay as well, from the top and the bottom. Obviously I didn't do the belts because again that would be ridiculous. You don't need to do that. But all the underside, all the cables, all the rubber, the pipes, everything is now had a coating on it. So hopefully that should stop anything getting to them and basically perishing in them. Inhibits rust, marine growth, electrolysis, battery corrosion, moisture intrusion and seizing. Lubricates pulleys, cogs, chains, tools, hinges, valves, O-rings. Can be applied over existing treatments of other products as long as that product's in its final state. And no need to totally remove Lanoguard prior to its next treatment. So when I come to use this again next year, I don't have to take the original stuff off. I can just go over the top with this and it will put that protection back on. So for an all-in-one package, you can't complain of that. So if you need to invest, Lanoguard, I shall put the description in the I'll put the link in the description. But yeah, absolutely over the moon with that. So that wraps up this one. I have no idea what the next video is going to be, but we shall see. I do need to finish that cab off. I still haven't finished that cab. I need to do the roof lining. I've got all sorts, but we shall see. But anyway, thanks for tuning in. Again, if you liked it, give us a thumbs up. If you fancy subscribing, please give us a subscribe. But thanks for coming, and I will see you on the next video, whenever that may be. But thanks very much. Cheers now. Bye-bye.